believe that we are feeding out to the folks out there. While I'm waiting for confirmation of that, let us know if there's any like audio issues or anything like that going on. I'm going to remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list. If you look around the website, you can find links to, for example, how you can get our merch from Ballistic Ink. There's direct links on there that you guys could go through. We are selling some patches on the site, so we've got this is the blaster patch, and we've got the broadcasting patch. And if you guys get those while these stickers last, Lola's sending out some gun vote stickers out there. Make sure you guys get out there and make that gun vote. Very important. So let's see. I think with that, I believe that everything's coming through to all the folks out there. I'm going to ask everyone to smash the thumbs ups and share this if you can. Very important. I know for whatever's going on, we're getting ghosted by YouTube. Us and PewDiePie.
100%.
Yeah, us and PewDiePie. PewDiePie makes the news, obviously, but then, the gun guys or whatever, we don't make the news. But do that. I'm going to press the open button here and get the show going. Here we go.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Okay, Captain Peterson's joining us here for the first time. I don't know if you know about jazz hands, Captain Peterson. You're going to have to do jazz hands. This is how it goes. There it goes. All right.
This is how we do it.
Yeah. Who is that again?
Montel Jordan?
Yeah, Montel. Was it Montel? Someone will tell us out there in the chat. So welcome back to the show, man. This is episode 661 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. As I said, we have Captain Sergeant Peterson of Sergeant Peterson's Fishing, right?
Captain Peterson's More Than Just Fishing.
Okay, Captain Peterson's More Than Just Fishing. So we're going to be talking about some fishing stuff and whatever the hell else we want to. We also have Trae from Aries joining us at some point if he can ever get tech savvy enough to figure out how to use Skype. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. No, I know Lola and Trae are working on that, so we'll get that. If you were expecting Flying Rich, I think Flying Rich is coming on tomorrow. So that's what's going on there. Big shout out. This is kind of new. You guys see, look down there. See it says Barnauls, Performance Street Case Ammunition. New to sponsoring the podcast, Barnauls. Big shout out to those guys. If you don't know about Barnauls, here. I'm going to throw this up on you guys are shooting AKs. You should know about this. But yes, they make the 545 by 39. They're making some 223, 762, all that kind of good stuff. So Barnauls is getting on board, helping us out. They've got that new 300 blackout and all that. We will be talking about it. We will be having someone on from there. And, big thanks to them for helping us keep the lights on around here, getting out to the people. So there you go. CB says Montel Williams. So
probably right. I mean.
Yeah. So that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I know that's kind of rude.
I don't give a. Can we swear on this podcast?
You can swear. Here's what I say. I say wait like about 10 minutes. We're already ghosted enough. We're already ghosted enough without that. And listen, by the way, someone, so Flying Rich is actually sending me a picture that I'm going to roll in with everyone. He's got on the same shirt that you have. Oh, hold on. Let me see if
Does he?
Boom. He just sent that in. He doesn't want to join us because he wants to look at the what do you call it? The debate tonight. So he's coming on tomorrow because he's one of those dudes who lives for the debate. But he's in the chat.
I mean, that's going to be interesting, seeing the crap show that is going to be. I mean, the last one was, as much as it was entertaining, it didn't exactly, get what you wanted to get out of the thing. You know?
Did you look at the last one?
I watched the last one in entirety, and I meant to hit record on it. I hope that my YouTube TV realizes that I want to watch it and somehow magically records it, because it's YouTube. I'm probably talking and it's hearing it on my microphone right now and it's recording it somehow weird, because YouTube and Google and Amazon listens to everything. And back on the shadow banning, like you're talking about, I only had a couple gun videos on my channel And over the last 2 months, I uploaded like 5 or 6, and my views went down like 20%.
Oh man, yeah.
Like, so it's a real thing,
So
bro.
your
Like,
channel's mostly fish. What's your channel? Let me go pull your channel up so we can get some people to go over there. So is your channel called
it's Captain Peterson's, Captain Sergeant Peterson's, more than just fishing.
Okay, more than
And
just fishing,
I mean,
right?
it's mostly my biggest videos are like I go to the boat shows and I drive giant $1 million boats around and tell people about them, kind of thing. Also, you know, I talk about engines.
Okay, I think I found it here. I'll run it in. So, what if you were asking me about this, and I know you actually know some. Wait, that's the wrong thing right there. We're going back to Rich. Let's see. So
Make
here's
sure
your
you got my right channel though, because I got a backup channel just in case I get ghosted.
Okay, so hold on. Let me see. Captain
One of them says
Peterson.
second channel. If it doesn't say second channel, you're good.
Oh, as long as it doesn't say. Okay, yeah. This just says Captain Peterson's. You've got about let's see. 1.5K subscribers. Sound right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
so that's it.
it.
I'm gonna subscribe. All you guys go over there and smash the subscribe button right now. Oh, some cool. Yeah, there's some cool boat stuff on there.
Yeah, man. Like my my boat videos have done very well. My gun videos have done pretty well too. I've got some interesting experience with bear hunting, and I've done like
Yeah, I see you
this
got.
crazy story of my buddy who shot a 700-pound bear with a 10 mil, but he had like multiple other caliber pistols and other guys firing. And you should definitely, if you're a gun guy, go check that out because it's a super cool story. I've also done some stuff for like BRN 180, the ultimate boat gun. I'm going to be shooting a shark with that bad boy when Eric comes down here for Veteran Shark Week over Veterans Day week. We're going to shoot a shark in the face, so that should get some views.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I see Trae's trying to text me, which is not easy for me to. Oh, I see which one he's on right now. Okay. Yeah, Trae's using a different thing. That's why. Let's see. We're trying to call him in. Here. We'll see if we get him in. By the way, I see that. Oh, there he goes. There he goes, Trae. Look at you
There he
figuring out
is.
the internet, Trae.
Hey, I'm sorry, guys. You know, as you get older, you don't really understand technology anymore, right? What's up?
At least you know how to train people, okay?
Yeah, at least I know how to shoot. I'll take their computers.
Yeah.
And smash them. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much. This is Captain Peterson that we're talking to. He
What's up, Cap?
I don't know. Have you ever heard of him? I don't know.
I believe so, from the fishing charters, right? Or am I mistaken?
He's just he's seen the captain thing and was like, I'm going to be nice and say he's heard of me even though he hasn't, which is fine.
Don't make me feel bad now.
You're both Floridians. So this is Trae from Aries Training Facility.
Nice meeting you, Captain.
He's in Leesburg. He does a lot of training stuff. And you, Captain Peterson, you do a charter thing, right? And you're in where is it? Apalachicola? What is it called?
Yeah. So think about this. It's very simple. Apalachicola.
Apalachicola. Yeah.
Yeah, Apalachicola, Florida. It's like right between Panama City and Tallahassee on the coast. I do deep sea charter fishing, 10 to 60 miles out kind of thing. That's my deal. I've been working hard on social media the last year, and I've really found my niche, if you will, with doing boat reviews, and I've been doing a lot of that. I'll be going to the boat show at Fort Lauderdale Boat Show next week.
Oh, cool.
And if you Google fishing catamaran, 3 of the top 5 videos when you Google it are mine, and same thing with
sweet.
on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah,
so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been to the boat show in West Palm Beach, or is that?
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it's in West Palm. I know. I remember going to one there. So I don't know if that moves around or whatever. I like going on those big, expensive boats and just walking.
I do too.
Yeah, and just.
Well, what's nice is I'm a charter captain, so I'm licensed, up to everything bigger than they got, basically. So they're like, and I tell them on YouTube, and they'll let me drive them. So that
sweet.
doesn't suck either.
Yeah.
And that's what my bigger videos are, of me driving these big $1 million fishing boats.
Yeah, cool. We will do what we can to help you, and hopefully the folks will go out there. I'll throw it up one more time. And here, I'll throw up your YouTube channel one more time. You guys should go over there, subscribe to this channel. You'll
I
hear
will
more about this
subscribe
stuff.
right now.
He's got gun stuff. If I was giving him advice, I would have said don't put the gun stuff on the channel. Just not because I love gun stuff.
You're not
but,
the only one that's done that. Multiple people have. But
Mhm.
I'm one of these dudes where, like, I believe what I believe, and I believe in the Second Amendment. So I'm speaking
Thank you.
at the Second Amendment rally
Amen.
Saturday, and I just kind of don't give a you know what.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, that's cool. So
like,
listen,
I am who I am, and
Mhm.
if people want to work with me, they will. If they don't, it's all good, bro.
Well, on my part, man, I'm always happy to work and help folks out. So listen, why don't we do this thing here? Because Trae kind of like messed us all up. So
Of course.
We'll start from the beginning.
Captain Peterson, right?
There
Check
you
it
go.
out.
Yeah, that's it. That's it
Purdy.
right there, Trae. Smash
Thank
the
you,
There you
sir.
subscribe.
go. There you go. You got one right there. Boom.
Awesome. We'll take that one.
Oh,
We'll
I
definitely.
work today. I filmed a video. I filmed 2 videos that you're going to want to check out the next week or so. Top 5 guns that Joe Biden wants to ban.
Okay.
You know,
I'm sorry. That's just. It's
You
only.
wait-
You know what? The thought that went through my brain was really only 5. But the top 5. Top 5. Yeah.
The other one I worked on today was the top 5 rapper guns.
Oh. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, I didn't
All
see
right.
that one.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. Listen, let's start from the beginning for all the folks out there that maybe don't know who you are and all that kind of stuff. Like, give us the biography of Captain Peterson. Like, who are you? Where'd you come from? How'd you grow up? How'd you wind up doing what you're doing here?
Man, I truly believe in challenging the status quo.
Mhm.
And I do that with a proven process of, using Kaizen and wanting to get better every day. I grew up in South Minneapolis. For 33 years of my 40 years, I spent in the neighborhood where George Floyd was murdered. My mom was black, and my dad was white. So I have a unique, kind of story to tell, and that's in my Free American speech I did for the Second Amendment rally. 2arally.com, I think is what it is, for this Saturday.
Absolutely. We had Rob Pincus on yesterday.
Okay.
Pincus
Yeah.
was on here, yeah.
Yeah. I grew up in that neighborhood. I was fortunate enough to have uncles and grandfathers that lived, many miles away on the lakes in northern Minnesota, and they taught me how to hunt and shoot. And, I had my first gun when I was 10 and my first boat when I was 10. And, a lot of the kids that I grew up with didn't have that same experience. A lot of the kids I grew up with got, rap sheets that are super long, kids that were the kids I played with at the park were shotgun Crips and Bloods and drug dealers. And, I feel like I was the one that most of them made it. Someone went to prison, but I was the one that made it, if you will. And I have a story to tell, and I feel very.
That had to be interesting, and forgive me for cutting you off. It had to be interesting being this kid who was black, but didn't look it, right? Growing up in the hood like that, that had to be like a, did you feel like an alien? Because the reason why I'm asking is I'm mixed myself in this. I've been in a lot of situations where I feel like I'm not completely accepted by one side or the other.
Well, what's really weird about it is, like, I was a big basketball player, and I play basketball every day. Like, my buddies played basketball. Like, I used to play at Augsburg College. We would sneak in. There'd be like this one little crack in the door for light, and we'd sneak in there and play.
That's pretty cool.
And the cops would come. We were in high school, and they would just tell us to leave or whatever. But we would do this like 3-4 times a week, right? But I mean, I can't tell you how many times I got called a cracker or a honky or this or that, the other thing. And these same damn kids would be at my house and see my mom, and she had an afro, and you pick it out. And I'm like, how does that work, right? Like, they know who my mom is. My mom, we wouldn't even know she was black until I had a DNA test, but we all knew she was black because they tried to say that she was Native American. But she carried herself like a black woman. She listened to the Supremes and could dance and could sing like a mother. Like, one of the things in my speech is, 60 years ago, she was surrounded by people surrounding her on a bus saying, "Get that N off the bus, we're going to lynch her."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, she was black, but even their own family pretended like she wasn't. I think maybe because she grew up, in the 50s and 60s, and
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want people to think she was black, and they thought they could just hide it, and it was easier.
Mm-hmm. And I
I
think
don't
you were
know,
saying
man.
that your mom was mixed, right? So
Yeah, I mean, she was
okay.
like 25% black. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like she was super dark skinned, but in the 50s, like, it didn't matter how much black you
Mm-hmm.
were,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it really doesn't today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but, that Target that got burned in Minneapolis, that's the Target I grew up going to.
Wow.
The 3rd precinct. My high school was 2 blocks from there.
Mm-hmm.
I coached football there. I had a business. I used to own a gym for 7.5 years in that same neighborhood.
Okay.
I recruited for the Army in that same neighborhood. Like, to go back, I went there a month or 2 months ago. I went to George Floyd Square, and to see that,
Mm-hmm.
like, in the same neighborhood where you grew up and where you used to ride your bike as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
it's a really heavy feeling, man. Like, I've been to battlefields all over the world in the military. Like, just, that's one of the things you do when you're in the military. You go somewhere, you look at the battlefields, and it has a very similar feeling to that. And the experiences I seen going to that Target with my mom as a kid compared to going with my dad were different. And like, I've seen what people call it white privilege. I'm not sure that's the right term for it. I like to think it's called white immunity, maybe. Like, I've seen what that means, and I felt it, and I feel like I really truly have to own that and be the person to bring that message, if you will, because I seen dozens, too many times to count. I seen kids brutalized by the Minneapolis police force, for meeting a description, and they were like kids that we're like, we've been playing basketball with these guys for 3 hours. They haven't been nowhere. Well, they meet a description, they throw them up against a car, and it's bad, man. And I know that's not the whole country, but I can tell you that's definitely the case where I grew up, unfortunately.
Yeah, understood. So you grew up like that. How'd you wind up going into the military? You said you were in the Army,
Well, I was in the Air Force
Air Force.
initially.
Okay.
I joined. I mean, my parents were both mentally ill, and so was my sister. And I was like, I'm out of here. So, like, within 2 weeks of graduating high school, I was out. I was in basic training. Served in the Air Force for almost about 7 years. Then I transferred to the Army National Guard, and I worked full time in the National Guard. Well, in the Air Force, I was a weapons troop. So if you're a load toad out there listening, please subscribe to me. We got load toad stuff coming. I loaded bombs and missiles on F-15s and F-16s and worked on the Gatling guns, the 20 millimeter Vulcan cannons on both of them, and went through, loaded rocket pods and gun pods and all that kind of stuff. And then I got out, and I was going to be a pilot. And in the Air Force, the pilot program was really hard at the time to get into because I had LASIK surgery and you couldn't get into it. So I joined the Army with the intent to become a helicopter pilot. Well, they were like, I was 25 and I had a kid coming, and I was like, well, I don't have at the time you didn't have health insurance if you were in the military part-time. So I need health insurance. I got a kid coming. So they had full-time recruiting opportunities, and they were like, I was like, I could do that shit. Sign me up. So they signed me up to be a recruiter for an air assault infantry unit. And I'm like, bro, do you know that I was in the Air Force? And they were like, well, you'll figure it out. So I figured it out. And
What?
The way of the military.
I'm guessing there's a joke in there, right, Trae? Huh?
Yeah, that's the military. Figure it out. Don't die, though.
Yeah.
But you can figure it out.
So I had to go through all my training over again, and it was cool. It was a great experience. People often ask me, like, well, what's better, the Army or the Air Force? And I'm like,
Uh-oh. I don't know if you want to.
It just depends what you want to do, like part of the reasons I left the Air Force was because I wanted to do more HUA stuff and shoot machine guns and kick in doors and all this kind of stuff. And you get an opportunity to do that in the Army, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I recruited for a long time. I was one of the nation's best recruiters, and I got my slot to be a pilot. Well, by that time, I had a kid, and I had hurt my knees, and it just wasn't in the cards no more. I was getting old and I didn't do it. It's one of the one things in my life I wish I would have done, but I didn't want to be away from my kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to be a Black Hawk lieutenant pilot in the Army, and I turned it down.
Okay.
But, maybe one of my kids will do that. It seems like that's something that
I think you chose to go the right way, man. The kids are, the kids are always more important. In my opinion, you put your time in there. So.
Yeah, man. 15 years before my knees and my back kind of, told me like you can't be doing this no more. And I'm super blessed, man. I've got a great wife, and we've adopted my niece and nephew. We moved to Florida. I'm a deep sea captain. Mm-hmm. I'm on YouTube, and I do a lot of work with disabled veterans organizations like these guys right here, Reunite the Fight.
Oh, let's see. Let's get a close up on that. Okay.
You see that guy?
I don't think
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
can hold it up.
yet.
Hold it up. There you go. Okay, cool.
Where are those guys out of? Who are those guys?
These guys are out of Michigan. I just went up there and went fishing with them. And then there's another organization I work with, Hero Hunt Inc., which a lot of the guys on social media, Tim Harmson just went and did some stuff with those guys. Mm-hmm. Eric from Iraq Veteran 8888 is doing stuff with those guys and me, and so the guys from Barnauls here coming up. And then also I want to give a shout out to Hometown Hero Outdoors. I give away 5 trips a year to disabled veteran organizations, and these are the ones I've given. I was supposed to do one with the Special Operations Wounded Warrior guys, but the guy it was like this big thing Brownells did where they raffled off things, and the winner got it, and he was a disabled vet, and he decided that he couldn't physically do it. I can't really get into all that, but he donated that money to the organization, so that was really cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I've found kind of a happy place with being with vets. We lose 22 veterans a day, and we can't solve that problem alone. But together we can all make a difference, and that's why we started this Veteran Shark Week. Mm-hmm. We've got Gary coming down, Reunite the Fight, Hero Hunt Inc., Iraq Veteran 8888. We got a bunch of sponsors. Brownells is helping us do it. Huck Fishing, Tuna Skins, AZ Arms, Invincible Boats, Hammercraft Yachts, Ballistic Ink has donated some shirts. I mean, super huge, big shout out to Resort Vacation Properties of St. George Island. They give me 5 houses a year to the tune of $20,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 worth of houses to house these vets when I bring them down here to bring them fishing.
That's awesome.
So Resort Vacation Properties, they're filled with a bunch of good people. We got a lot of restaurants and breweries in town that have donated. Like, these guys are going to be here for a week. They don't have to pay for one meal. Okay. I mean, last year I took 4 guys fishing, and all of a sudden all these people heard about it, and now it's turned into this giant flipping thing, and it's humbling. It's a lot of work, but there's 2 things I'm passionate about. It, it's inner city kids and veterans, and I'm happy that I'm able to kind of work in those 2 spheres of influence, if you will.
Yeah, awesome. Trae, did you want to ask a question here?
Yeah, I deal with a charity out of Tampa also. They would probably be interested in getting with you. They are called the Veterans Alternative, and they help with reintegration into society for veterans coming out. So, yeah, maybe later on we can talk about that a little bit more. But I definitely would like to help you out, and they probably would help you out too.
Yeah, where are you at, Trae?
I'm in Leesburg, south of Ocala, because I forget you're from Minnesota. Okay. Yeah, if you go to Ocala and go south about 30 minutes, that's where I'm at. So
okay. Yeah, I used to live in Apollo Beach in the Tampa area, so I kind of did the whole Tampa, Orlando a little bit. So I have
I'm on the northwest side of Tampa, or not Tampa, Orlando. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then the Veterans Alternative, they're north of Tampa, in a place called Holiday. I don't know how familiar you are with.
Yeah, I know where Holiday's at.
So,
it's been interesting. There's a good amount of organizations in South Florida that do stuff for veterans, and I've reached out to some of them. My sponsors would like to get people from places that don't normally come to our area to come in the off months, and people from up north, like Reunite Device from Michigan, Hometown Hero Outdoors is like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Colorado, and then the Hero Hunt guys are from Nashville. So, we're really trying to focus on. I've got some groups from there's Veterans Fishing and Dixie Charters, Dixie Fishing. I think they're from California, and we got a group from Massachusetts trying to get down. So, yeah, man, it's humbling, and it's the people that donate get to meet the veterans, and the veterans love it. I mean, it's good for everybody. Like, it's just a feel good thing. At some point in my life, that's all I'm going to do. I just got to figure out a way to get the views on YouTube doing it, and I haven't quite figured that part out yet.
I think we can. I
shoot a shark.
That is
work,
the
man.
trick.
It's just work.
That
I
is
mean,
the trick.
yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, of course, and it gets more and more difficult. There's more people in here, more content, and all that kind of stuff. But you're doing good work, and I think if you just keep working on it, it'll grow. And people will become aware of what you're doing, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that want to take part in it. I just did, with Roy from Barnauls, I just did the Pause for Patriot, which was in, I think that was Lakeland. It was at Cigar Life in Lakeland, which is outside of Tampa, know. And that was just interesting, man, to see how much, those dogs, I think it's Southeastern Guide Dogs. Let me see, I could probably tell you exactly what the name of it is, but yeah, they do a lot to help people be able to cope, right? Coming back in and helping them out with anxiety.
Is an anxiety and PTSD, just regular old depression is like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something I struggled with for years. Like, I have a lot of chronic pain, and I'm 100% disabled. For a long time, for 2 years, I didn't work at all. And I was lucky, man. I got into this chronic pain program at the VA. It was like a month long. And ever since then, I've been like ratcheting up my level of getting back and doing things. And I can't do nearly what I used to do. But I've had guys that come fishing with me that hear my whole story. And when I'm here with them for 4 or 5 days or a week, they get to hear like the real crap show, right? And they're motivated. And one guy told me he had a gun in his mouth, a week prior to the trip. And since the trip that he came on, he's gone back and got a job and like lost 50 pounds. Like, it's like, what happened to this guy? And a couple other guys I brought down here have just started to get really involved in the veteran community. It's unfortunate the VA doesn't do the things that they probably maybe they want to do. I don't know. Like, and the VFW and the Legions are like these like old smoky places where people just chain smoke and drink, and that's not really the scene for a lot of modern younger guys, post 9/11 veterans anyway. And we've had a lot of these like smaller organizations kind of like create themselves, and they're doing really good work, man. And I'm just excited I get to go along for the ride, man, till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Let me ask you, both of you guys, this question. You guys are both in the military. What do what advice would you give to people who are not in the military when they're dealing with veterans, especially that have these issues? Like, what would you say, hey, this is a simple thing that you could do to help out? Obviously, you guys are trying to, create things for them to go do, but what can everyday people interacting with these guys do?
I think that's a really tough challenge. Like, in my experience, people, even with myself, I got tough days, and you can talk to people, but if they haven't been in the military, there's certain things that like the average person, regardless of how much good intent they have, just aren't going to get. So I would say help them get connected with somebody.
Yes,
communication, from the service,
Mm-hmm.
and get them to do something with them on a regular basis,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so that they know there is a community for them, somebody that's like them, that they're expecting them to see them later in the future.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen these guys cooped up for months. One of my buddies, I haven't left the house in 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
And so what
anxiety is
did
a
I
huge
do?
thing with some of them.
What are you up to? What are you doing? What are you up to? What are you doing? Hey man, I'm going out to get some pizza. Want to go? No, I don't want to leave. What are you up to? What are you doing? Constantly. Not like bugging him, just text him every once in a while. Just, hey man, just thinking about you. Thought I might like to hook up with you for a little bit. No, I don't want to leave. And then eventually one day, yeah, I'll get a pizza with you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out. And
Cool.
once he's out, then he sees, oh my God, there's a world out here again.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky because I'm very driven also. So when I got out, I started to do that. And then what did I do? I went out and got 2 jobs. So I dug myself into work.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked 2 or 3
You
jobs.
just distracted yourself. Yeah.
Yep. I locked in on work. And because that's just how I am. If I'm getting down or bummed out, I just work like a dog. And that's what I've always done.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of drinking or riding a motorcycle till I kill myself or doing it or cooped up in the house and basically sitting there just trying to figure out how to survive day to day, I dug into work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've always done.
Mm-hmm.
But the most of them guys, and I deal with individuals a little bit different. I'll get one guy and then we'll just start talking. And we'll just talk about nothing. Like I did bees for a while, so one of the guys was like, man, that sounds really cool. So we'll talk about bees. He doesn't know anything about bees at all. But I'll talk about, I did this, my bees were doing that, I was raising them, and just talking. What that dude was doing was the VA was giving him hand over fist pills, and what was he doing? Popping those pills, popping them
That
pills,
was me.
popping those pills. And one day he said, I just stopped and I was fine and I went back to work. Because every day I tell him, hey man, you don't need that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That you don't need that, and you're tougher than that, and you got to get your life in act, and you got to get your just a little bit picking at it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're people too.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, like veterans, if you get veterans around other veterans, like especially veterans that are successful, we just give each other so much shit that you have to start doing stuff. And that's what we need. Like we need somebody, like he said, to be picking at us. But what happens is in the military, we have these teams and these squads and these platoons, and we have this order. You get out of the military and there's nothing. And it's just you. And you don't realize like how to do it on your own because you've always had this team and this camaraderie. And that's what we hope to do with this veteran fishing and stuff. And it's not about just bringing these guys here to fish for the week. I mean, that's awesome. But I'm all about, I was a recruiter for the Army. And if you're a good recruiter, a decent recruiter, you go and find people and they join. If you're a really good recruiter.
Pizza parties in the military, right? Boot camp, pizza parties.
Right. But if you're a really good recruiter, you take people and you turn them into mini recruiters. And they bring people to you and you just sign them up. Right. So what I've been trying to do with this fishing trips is get these guys and turn these guys into little mini me's, send them back to their place. And all of a sudden on their social media, I see them, they're going out fishing 3-4 times a month and bringing a bunch of guys with them. Mm-hmm. Right. Like, and that's where I believe the sweet spot is inspiring more people to do what we're doing. Just, not everybody has a deep sea fishing boat. Right. Like, but the one thing veterans share is almost all veterans love being outdoors, right? Like, and in my experience, for my own personal mental health, like the water has been very good for me. And getting guys on the water and getting guys together, they just spend time and they can chill, be healed by the nature, and then they get healed by each other. And then all of a sudden they start doing it more and more and more and more. And it's like this ripple effect. Mm-hmm. And
what is it about the ocean? Is it like going into space?
Water, bro.
You realize how small you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ocean's special though. Like,
it's a beast. Yeah. I grew up around the ocean, in the ocean all my life too. Not a captain though, but I was always on the water as a kid, scuba diving. We had boats. My dad now has a big boat. We always had small boats when I was a kid. Always fished. Always fished on the lake or on the ocean my whole life. Catching crabs, catching bait. Whatever it was, scuba diving. So when the ocean's like freedom, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, when you're scuba diving, you're free. You're left alone.
Yeah. And I'm a big diver. My injuries and stuff have kind of slowed me down a lot with that. But, I've dove all over the world and I love it. But like getting like a lot of people, if you're like him and I, you catch a shark, it's not a big deal. You caught how many sharks you hooked into? 100 throughout the years. But the first time you hook a shark and you see this big 8-10 foot thing, your mind's like, bam, right? So like,
yeah,
it's like a drug, man. Like, and I want to get these guys out there; they can experience that.
It's like jumping out of a helicopter. Step the fish, get to eat the fish.
I remember. So I actually went fishing with Eric from Iraq Veteran and a bunch of people on a Barnauls trip. And that's not my first time out on the water, but whenever I go out on the water, I feel like that. But I remember there was some kind of smaller fish that I did catch. It was real bloody, and the guys threw it into the water, and like that, there were sharks there. And I just, like, when I was like, oh, this is, they weren't kidding around in the movies. Yeah, this is real. When blood hits that
we
water.
got a shark problem here. We got way too many sharks. Like, there's one time this year, I did during snapper season, I'll do 4-hour trips. I ain't doing them this year, but I was doing them. And we'll get a limited snapper every time. And, like, bro, we lost 40 hooks in 4 hours on top of our limited snapper and probably another 12 mangrove snappers. To shark. 40 hooks, 4 hours. And that's like 4 hours back to back.
That's like good fish.
That's like 2.5 hours of fishing. 40 hooks we lost.
That's crazy.
So
how many sharks did you get out of that?
Sharks.
How many sharks did you get out of it?
Well, we're using them like tackle so they break them off on purpose because I ain't trying to fight a shark for 2 hours when we're only out there fishing for 2.5 hours. But like, that's like, we have a shark infestation problem and we're about to start blasting them. So PETA is not going to like me.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying.
I mean, we're not going to waste the meat. Like, I'm going to donate the meat to the food shelf and all that shit. If people want to eat it, like,
it's shark.
Like, there's a lot of. We live in a poor county. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to waste it, but like,
yeah. Is shark good eating? I don't know if I've ever eaten shark. I can't remember. Lola, have I eaten shark?
I've had it a couple times.
I think I've only had baby shark. I think I've only had that, but I've never eaten regular, like a full-grown shark before. Yeah. They piss through their skin.
So can I tell you guys so you guys are sea people, obviously, right? You're water people. I remember when I was a kid, I came to America. I used to live in Nigeria. We came to America, and I didn't see it in the movie theaters, but I think I saw it on video or something like that, right? Jaws. Okay?
So yeah.
I saw Jaws as a kid, scared the living bejeebus out of me. I could not get into a bathtub. I used to love going in the bathtub, taking a bath, until I saw that movie. And then I was like, I think that Jaws could get through these pipes. I used to be scared to sit on the toilet bowl. I was like, I think Jaws. I'm talking about when we went back to Africa, when we went back to Nigeria. I was like, it's possible that shark could come through. And I was so, I don't know, it took me a long time to get over that. I know that sounds
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, we have a lot of sharks here, and like mostly big ass bull sharks and big ass tiger sharks, and I don't play. If you look on my channel, there's a video of one of them biting my engines. Like,
they're aggressive.
I've been diving all over the world, like in Mexico and Thailand and all that kind of crap, in California. But like here, dude, we got a shark problem. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't dive here, but like I'm gonna have a Glock on me or something.
Yeah, it took me a while. Like if I look at Jaws now, I'm like, this is the stupidest movie ever. How could I possibly believe this as a kid?
Do you know the history behind that movie? There's like a real story it was inspired by. Bull sharks can go in freshwater, and in the movie it's a great white or whatever, but which is not true. But they've had documented sharks that made it all the way to Illinois from the Gulf of Mexico.
We had one in our lake. In Lake Eustis, they found one, and it had gone like miles through the chain of lakes.
Yeah. The record.
And they caught a bull, and it was a bull shark. That was in New Jersey. That movie was based on in New Jersey.
Yeah. That's another shark that made it to New Jersey, but the record, they found the bull shark 2,700 miles up the Ganges River in India.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, Military Arms channel's out there. He says, hey.
What's up, Max?
Yeah, you guys need to smash the thumbs ups. Max says, Sergeant Peterson tried to kill me.
Oh, no, he didn't even go on my boat. Come on. I tried to kill him.
Okay, that's probably a
But
good story. The question is, did you deserve it, Mac? Did you deserve
Maybe.
it? Did you torture test? Did you torture test a scorpion and then he got mad about it? I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe you put the scorpion through the gauntlet, and that's why. That's why that happened to you. I don't know. Is there a story behind that? Is it?
well, that was the story. He was down on the trip when I brought the guys out, and literally, like, we got to the dock, and I was like, well, before we got to the dock, I told Roy, I was like, we shouldn't go out, but we can try. And then, like, we got to the dock, and I'm like, yeah, bro, we probably shouldn't go. And Eric and Brandy and all those guys were like, send it. And I'm like, all right. And we got out about 10 to the cut, and I said, we probably should turn back. And they're like, and I look around, and Dave and Roy and Ryan and Chad, no, nobody would tap out. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And we got to where the pass is, and there was like 6-footers inside the pass. I'm like, bro, this ain't gonna happen. Like, but I mean, I ain't gonna tap out. You're gonna tap out before me.
Oh boy.
I was playing chicken.
And this
with
is
them, right?
how they all died.
They're gonna.
He said it was Jason, not him.
Yeah, he says, remember it was Jason that hates water, not me. He says I love the water. Is this true? Don't besmirch Jason's name like that. Hold on a second. I'm going to take up for Jason here. Did Jason really not like the water?
No, I mean, it was like, you got to understand. Let me tell the rest of the story.
Okay.
So we get out the cut, and it's like 20, 30 feet, and it's like 6-8-footers, and we're taking waves over the front of the bow, right? Like, I'm not talking about like a splash. Like, Rapid Fire Rachel's in the back sitting on a beanbag chair, and the sumbitch is floating. And there's a crab floating around in the and all of a sudden, Randy's floating. And I'm looking back like, and we keep going. And I ask him one more time. I ask Roy, and Roy's like in the fetal position. Like, I'm like, you guys ready? And nobody would call it. I'm like, y'all are crazy. We're going back. So I whipped it. I said, everybody hold on. I whipped it around and came back. And if you go on the St. George Island Facebook page, or you Google like St. George Island downspout, there was a downspout like literally the size of the zip code that was in between the island and where I was coming back. And we barely beat that sumbitch to the dock.
So Flying Rich wants to know, how big was the boat? What size boat was this?
26-foot twin V, 350 horsepower. I mean, we're going like 40 miles an hour running from this thing.
Okay.
We had no business being out.
Okay, and you're saying Mac was crying like a baby.
I never said that. Those aren't my words.
I know. I'm adding it. Mac says, dude, I'm an old school diver. I've been out on dives in 15+ Cs. Yeah. I
believe it, man.
Yeah.
Mac, he's hardcore. I mean, we had some shenanigans, and we were at the deer hunt last December. There's some behind the scenes action that was pretty fun. He's a fun dude, man.
Yeah.
No, the guys like connected with Barnauls are like super solid people.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Everyone except Mac. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. Terrible guy. Horrible.
Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
He's just mostly solid.
Nah, he's cool. He's all right. I wouldn't kick him out of the boat. So really, Jason was the one, huh? Jason didn't like getting out on the water.
Yeah, well, Tim and Rob Pincus saved me. This is an inside joke, Tim, if you're listening. Saved me from posting some ignorant things on Instagram. So I appreciate you, Tim. Thanks for looking out.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to. Yeah, I don't know if we want to know.
I mean, it's nothing bad. It's just like,
yeah,
I can't have that out on the streets that I made that big of a mistake, is all I'm saying.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to think, where do we want to go here after we heard about this horrible story going out fishing with you? I mean, that's pretty bad. And you said there was a video on your channel. What's it called? The video where the shark is trying to eat the engine? I'm trying to see.
It's like shark attacks boat or something.
Okay, shark. Let me see. I'll see if I can pull that up.
I can find it for you. Hold on, real quick here.
Yeah. No, I see it. Shark attacks boat. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we could. Let's see if I can run this in here for the folks. Okay, let's see. This looks like a quick video. I can see it sneaking up. Yeah, once that shark attacks the boat, I would be pretty much out. That would be enough for me. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. It's just hanging out there with you guys. Let me see. I'm trying to see how far I need to go for it to... Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. It's coming up close now. Are you trying to get it to... Is it caught on the line or something?
No, we're fishing for snapper. We're chumming, like throwing chuck bait out for snapper. And that bad boy's just sitting back there picking our fish off. And my
oh, yeah, I see him. Oh, yeah. Is he... Whoa.
Right? Like he's chomping on my motor.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why would he even try? Why would a shark even try to do that?
My deckhand, in all of his wisdom, put the chum sack on the back of the boat.
Okay.
Between the two motors,
mm-hmm.
and the motors have like this, like galvanized thing that like dissipates the electrical current. So supposedly the sharks are attracted to that, and he bit where that was. And I'm like trying to poke him with my rod to get him to go away, like, because I'm not trying to like disable one of my motors before I got to go back in 40 miles.
And look at that big boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that shark made no damn sense right there.
Nah.
Why you
he was
gonna
do what
to
he's gonna do?
Yeah. Is there crack in the ocean? Like, what exactly would make a shark try to...
Sardine chump?
No, well, so I guess he didn't see the engine and all that churning up. It looked like he was just going right in for... Obviously, he's not going in for the propellers, right? Because the propellers will mess him up. Or is this like a jet? What's coming out right there? Is it a propeller there? Is it like a jet?
Yeah, it's a propeller, and he was hitting the skeg, and there's tooth marks on the skeg from when he was biting. I believe there's a picture in that video. And tiger sharks got some serrated, Ginsu type teeth, so like they can do some damage.
Oh yeah, hold on. So let's see. I'm gonna pause it right there so you guys can see. So all these scrape marks on there was that was from the shark?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that was serious. And you guys didn't catch that shark and eat him, huh?
No, there's a special permit you need to have to retain sharks in federal water, which is past 9 miles. At the time, I did not have it, but I've since got it. And I've confirmed with the National Oceanic Atmospheric Association, I think, NOAA.
Yep.
I was like, bro, once I hook a shark, can I shoot it? And they were like, you can use secondary methods. I'm like, well, what does that mean?
That's gibberish.
And they're like, it's left to determination. I'm like, Roy, send me an AR pistol. We're going to shoot a shark with it because that's going to break the internet.
That's a secondary method. What's the name? Was it No Country for Old Men where that guy had that pneumatic thing? Was that?
Yes.
Yeah, it was also in that other.
Shoot him in the head. You walk up to him and they just be looking at him. I thought that was for like cattle or something.
Yeah, I think that's for cows or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't gonna work in the ocean, bro. Like you can't reach them. But I mean, I'm gonna try different weapons. I got a stainless Ruger 22 that probably. I mean, sharks don't even got bones; they got cartilage. So like, I think this 223 I'm gonna shoot out of a 10.5-inch barrel is probably gonna go through that sumbitch.
Yeah. Captain Shark says injured turtle, seal, or whale is crack for big sharks.
Oh, for sure. Tiger sharks eat sea turtles. That's a thing, but they're protected, so it's not like I can use them for bait.
Right. Yeah.
But I would
when those tiger sharks try to eat the turtles. Who comes and gives them a ticket for that? I'm guessing no one.
Nobody.
Yeah.
When I lived on, for a year I lived on Dog Island, which is water access only, and we have a dock in the bay, and in the colder months we'd always see turtles back there, like they were like frozen shock when it was like 28 degrees or whatever, and we would like turn to FWC. But now I'm like, man, that could have been good shark bait.
Yeah. Also, Captain Shark says bang stick with a 12 gauge in it works great.
Oh yeah,
bro, I'm trying to shoot some sharks in the face. But I appreciate your suggestion.
You're so mad at the sharks. I understand.
You don't understand. I lost 40 hooks, 40 freaking 40 10 to 20 pound snappers in 4 hours in one day. They need to die.
You should just next time take plastic straws out there with you, man. Throw plastic straws at them. That'll get them. That'll teach them.
I'm gonna shoot hot fire at them, man.
Molten, lead.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm a hook first. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah. What's the question? I'm sorry, Lola. What's the question you want me to ask Trae?
The question is about the Flux Defense Radar video that he just did.
Oh, yeah. Lola's asking about that Flux Defense Radar video that you did, Captain Peterson.
Oh.
But I think she also wanted to know if Trae has seen those out on the range also. So I noticed on your channel you did a video for that. I don't know, Trae, have you seen any of the Flux Defense stuff?
Oh, you talking about the stock that pops out, right? Know what you were doing?
Yeah. It's the brace for the
one, but I only saw it. I didn't really mess with it, and the dude left. I mean, you probably know more about it than I do, Tim. But I mean, they look cool.
Yeah, they're super light. If you press that release, that brace will knock you out.
Oh, it's going. Yeah, it's moving.
It's like,
that's crazy.
It's fun, man. I was at Eric's house a week or two ago with him and Black Diamond Guns and Gear and Mr. Guns and Gear. We were just playing around with, and I was like, well, I may as well make a video. And it's fun, man. I mean, for like a boat gun or a truck gun, you know, it's super.
I think they've come out with some new stuff. I remember when they first came out a couple of years ago, but I think they've added some improvements. I know, isn't there one for like the SIG? Is it the SIG? What is it? The P320?
Yeah. I think you can use the one that I had. You can use for the P320 or the M17.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
And it's got that extra little mag holder in the front, so you got like. You can release that and then change your mag out real quick.
Yeah, you have an extra mag on there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms.
Walter, what's up, Walter?
By the way, also big shout out to Mr. Guns and Gear. I think he hit 500,000 subscribers on the YouTube.
500,000. Yep.
Nice.
Cool. He's almost there, man. He's gonna get to that million. You know,
100%, dude. He's motivated, man. He's a good dude. He's got some stories. You know, I mean, as many veterans do, but I mean, for somebody that, and I told him, like, he posts a lot of really good Second Amendment stuff. And, like, I told him, I said, dude, like, thank you for your service then and now. Like, he's motivated and he's inspiring, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. He does some pretty good stuff. I follow a lot of his stuff too.
Yeah, Guns and Gear. My opinion, I think Guns and Gear is a good dude. You know, he helps out other people. He stays really active, right? I mean, he's always going. If he's awake, he's up to something. But yeah, he does. He also does a lot to help
you're like talking to him at dinner, and he's on his laptop, like, doing affiliate something. Like he is like a genius, literally.
Yeah, It's funny. I know how you were talking about being mixed and stuff like that, and I'm always telling Lola, I'm telling you, Guns and Gear, he's got some percentage of black in him. He listens to more R&B, hip hop, reggae than I do.
Really?
Yeah, if you try to quiz him, he knows like he's into that stuff.
I'm a hip hop guy. I mean, that's like I used to be like a grunge dude till I was about 14. Then I heard Wu-Tang Clan and Nas, and I was like, flipped it. And check out my Instagram. I got a picture, you know, like obviously the election's going on. And I got like this spoof I made in front of a Joe Biden sign. I put up this sign. It says, presidents are temporary, Wu-Tang is forever. It's like my yard sign. I have that in front of my yard.
Yeah.
So
What is your Instagram? I'll go find that.
Captain Sergeant Peterson's.
Captain. Okay. Yeah.
Captain Sergeant Peterson, I think, is what it is.
Okay.
Like abbreviated.
Yeah. See, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know what this is, but all you have to do is say to. And by the way, here it goes. If you're looking for it, and I'm following you right now. Everyone, go out there, check it out. Oh, I see you. You threw up something saying you're going to be on here. Awesome. Let me see if I can find. What are we looking for? A yard sign? I don't know.
Yeah, it's got.
Oh, I see it.
probably,
Yeah, presidents are temporary. Wu-Tang is forever.
You'll notice that shirt I got on there. That was from my good friends Yeti and Yolo.
Oh, Steady Beasting.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
very cool.
was a dope shirt they sent me, or they gave it to me when I was up there visiting Barnauls. And
yeah, that's cool. Just if you want to, so here's a test. This is a hip hop thing. If I don't know, put some respect on my name. You better put some respect on my name if you know what. I don't know who knows what that is. Birdman, baby. I don't know if you know about it. You don't look at a lot. You don't listen to a lot of hip hop stuff, right, Trae?
I mean, I do. I listen to about everything, honestly.
Well,
but
there was
I
this
have
thing.
to say, I do listen a little bit more heavy metal.
There's this viral YouTube video of these radio guys were talking bad about Birdman, and he's a rapper technically, but he's more of like the label head, right? And he's like an old school gangster that was like ran this label. A bunch of guys worked for him, like Lil Wayne. If you ever heard of Lil Wayne, he's under
like father, like son.
Yeah, he's under he's under that. But anyway, these radio guys were talking bad about him, so he rolled up on them at the radio station. So they had all this stuff that they were talking, but then when he rolled up there, they didn't have anything to say. But it was so funny if you look at the video because he's talking. He's like, "I'm talking to all three of y'all, all three." So Guns Again does this to me every time, And he was like, "When you say my name, better put some respect on it." And then I think another famous line from that was like, "Are we done or are we finished?" Which is it's I know it's stupid, but I do that to Lola all the time. I'm like, "Are you done or are you finished?" She just gets mad. So. Anyway, that's my little sidetrack. That's my little sidetrack for you guys. Brick says they used to be the Hot Boys. Yeah, they're from Louisiana. Birdman. That's just so.
Back that ass up, Juvenile.
Yeah. Lil Wayne's one of the best rappers alive, man.
Like father, like son. I'm telling you, that song.
Yeah.
That's got Lil Wayne and the Birdman in it. Yeah. That's the song right there. I even converted my 15-year-old son with that song.
My favorite Lil Wayne song is A Milli. A Milli. Yeah, it's like I'm tougher than Nigerian here. Yeah, that's Lil Wayne. That's one of the.
I like the one with Swiss Beats, Uproar.
Okay.
With is Lil Wayne. It's on the Carter. 5,
yeah, they don't make hip hop the same. Like the mumble rap. Oh my god.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. Like I listen to a lot of underground hip hop, like some stuff that you probably don't mess with, and I mean that's okay because a lot of people don't mess with it.
Yeah.
That's why it's underground. But like Uproar with Swiss Beats from Lil Wayne, that's a good song. But,
okay.
John
Doe says
rated
don't be
higher.
It's rated higher. John Doe says don't be deceived. Higher. These guys' secret favorite band is the Backstreet Boys.
Bro.
Backstreat Boys, they did a couple of hits. You can't hate on them.
What do you know about Atmosphere? That's what I got to say to him. What about Tech Nine? I mean, he's a gun dude.
Tech Nine?
Tech Nine is one of the... Yeah. I mean, Ever Ready from Tech Nine is one of the best hip-hop songs probably ever to work out to.
Mm-hmm. Really? Born to be a Shooter, Josh says, Hank, I agree Lil Wayne is best. I love No Ceilings the most. But Carter 3-2. Yeah, Lil Wayne I think he was great, man. I think after, like, in the later generations that we have here, especially in, like, the middle of the zeros, someone said in 1998 hip-hop died. But I think, like, somewhere in the early zeros, man, it just started fading out. I don't know. This mumble rap.
Yeah, it got commercialized. Well, like, The Game is pretty good. I mean, he's got a song with Lil Wayne called The Goblin, I think is what it is. It's a pretty good song.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if you're underground hip hop, Atmosphere, Sunshine, I mean, there's a dude named Brother Ali, which is this is an interesting story. He is a white albino dude,
Mm-hmm.
Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make any sense at all. But he's got some songs that you'll be like. I put it on one of my posts on Instagram. This song called "The Truth Is Here." Like "The Truth Is Here" by Brother Ali. I'll put that up against. If you haven't heard that song gets you going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Listen, I think music transcends a race. Quite often, right? So there's always someone who doesn't necessarily belong within what you would normally see race-wise in that genre of music, and they do. They do pretty. People can hate Vanilla Ice all they want to. I grew up back in those days. Vanilla Ice was the man. He was the man.
Yes, he was. Oh yeah.
Come on, you can hate on him if you want. He did that way before Eminem.
Yep.
Right.
And then what's the name of the other guys that were actually from? One of them was from Rockaway with MC Search. No, not okay. Beastie Boys also. They're from Brooklyn.
Yep.
There was the Beastie Boys, but then Third Base. I don't know. You guys might not. You guys are young. You probably don't know about Third Base.
Man, I'm. You asked me the question, I never answered. I'm 41.
You're 41. Okay. How old are you, Trae?
How old are you?
Me. I'll tell you in a second. How old are you, Trae? Let's see who's the oldest here.
47.
47. I'm the oldest. 48 right here. Boom.
Oh,
Respect.
I mean,
put
let's
some
be
respect on my name. Put some respect. All three of y'all. Put some respect. See, people. Rodney Brady knows Third Base. You guys never heard of Third Base?
I'm sure we heard of them. I probably heard their song, just didn't know who it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't recall ever hearing them though.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, they were kind of after the Beastie Boys,
I definitely know who the Beastie Boys are.
Yeah. Yeah. Rodney Brady said Brooklyn, Queens. All right, yes. See, so anyway, I'm the oldest. You guys are going to have to respect that. If that's I don't know if it's competition.
Mad respect.
And to make it work, I'm actually older than that, and I'll tell you why. Everyone I went to, so the people I graduated from with, that I went to high school with, we graduated together, they were all 50. Because when I graduated, I was 16. Everyone was 18. So I'm actually older.
Are you bragging, or is that like?
I'm just saying. Technically, I'm even older than that. So.
All right. So like, what you're saying is generationally older than that.
Yes, generationally. Lola hates that. That's her least favorite thing. She's like, you're not. Please, your immaturity level is like you're maybe 23 or 24.
Well, that's how you know you got it right.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
That's right. You have fun.
Yes, exactly. Listen, let's switch course here a little bit. I want to talk about this gun thing because it happened in Florida, and I want to share this with. Actually, let me throw this in the chat so you guys could see this while I'm talking about it. I thought this is a very interesting story to talk about gun wise, and we'll get in here. And probably because a lot of times I talk about this kind of gun news stuff and no one's up on it yet. And I'm going to share it with the people out there in the chat as well, just so you can all see it. And I'm going to pull this news up on the screen. So here's the headline.
Yeah, I seen.
Yeah, Florida model grabs gun, defends family from harmed home intruders.
Yeah, the guys with the Uzis, right? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think they did. They have Uzis?
I thought it was like two guys with Uzis or something. I only saw a blip of it. I didn't get to read the whole article.
Yeah. So mostly I looked at this just based on the picture. Once you put Florida model in there, then you don't need to go like this. Like, oh, wait a second, someone cute got into trouble. We got to look at this, make sure they're okay. But anyway, here's the story. I'm going to read this to you guys. And I think there's a little bit of video here. It says, newly released video shows an Instagram model grabbing a gun and defending her family from armed intruders at her Florida home. WPLG TV reports Ansley Pacheco, 26, sprung into action when two masked robbers ambushed her husband and friends while they were watching the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals earlier this month. The suspect grabbed a guest who had pulled into the driveway at their Miami-Dade County home and forced their way inside with guns. While I was in the bathroom, this is a quote from her. While I was in the bathroom, I started to hear the commotion. I started hearing, get down, give me everything you got. Pacheco told the TV station, I went to the nightstand, I grabbed the gun, I opened the door. I saw one of the guys face to face with me. He told me to put my my gun down. I shook my head no, and then I said, "Don't shoot me. My son is here." They exchanged gunfire, which is caught on surveillance video released Tuesday. And I'm just going to play a little bit of this. Let me see if you guys could see this here. If it's coming through. So actually, so there's the model if you want to see that. Let me, yeah. So here's her, where is the video? I want to see the video of this actual, here it goes. So let me go back here to show you guys this. So she's looking out the door, and these guys start shooting. You can see. So here's the car coming in. A friend came to visit them. Looks like in a G-Wagon. The guys run in through the gate. I can't really see what they have, but they grab the guy trying to come to the door, and then her husband just opens the door, and didn't realize what's going on behind those guys until they came in with the guns. You know, and so she saw this, and they start shooting her. You could see bullets like going through the TV and all that kind of stuff. This was pretty crazy. So they're like in a shootout, which helps the husband and his friend get away, and then they come to her, get their gun, and go after the guys and chase them out of the house. This is like real crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah, this is why you always home carry. I don't know what you guys think about this, but
I always home carry.
I keep telling people, please home carry. Glock 43, you can have it on your sweatpants. You're good to go.
I'm a big Glock 26 guy just because it's so light and small.
Mm-hmm.
You got 11 rounds of I always tell people Glock 26 is like the smallest 9mm you actually want to shoot on a regular basis. And I'm a big fan. I mean, bulbous holster, like it's comfortable, it's light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can wear it with dang basketball shorts if you want.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What do you home carry? What do you home carry, Trae? I'm interested.
365.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm running the SAS right now, so I'm running the no sights, just the red dot or the little green dot.
So when you're home, you're like wearing what? Like shorts, like basketball shorts, sweatpants?
I'm wearing it right now. Okay. I would love to show you, but I can't.
Yeah, please. Don't.
Here, let me show you my shorts.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I mean,
always
I got night sights on all my home defense stuff, you know, just because, and I got by the bedstand, I got
and I have similar to multiple guns and safes throughout the area, of course, but I always have a piece on me, always.
Yeah. Unlike, what's the name of the guy that plays Drax? What's the name of this idiot?
Oh, don't even get started on Batista.
Oh, Batista.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Batista says you don't need an AR. Let me tell you something. I keep an AR in my bed. It's 300 blackout, integrally suppressed, ready to rock and roll. I don't care what Batista says. These dudes would have come in there. Lola will be coming back with a 300 blackout for your ass.
Yeah.
You know? So, I
when I grow up, I'm going to be where you guys are at, but I've got, a 3-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, and a 16-year-old. So I'm like,
I have all of those too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I
don't leave them out.
I got a gun vault, like the biometric safe for my. I got both my pistols in there, and then obviously on me at time because I'm controlling it, and then I have another safe in the closet with shotgun, another rifle.
Right, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I access them pretty fast.
Buckshot.
Yeah.
And
access those really fast. But again, just like you, I have 3, 7, 11, and 14, and I have to make sure they're all educated so they're not ignorant.
Yeah, I mean they've all been. I mean, my 3-year-old obviously.
Yep.
I don't leave guns out at all because
absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Not even bullets because they'll snag those. I leave nothing out at all. Mm-hmm. But I do have the safes, in different areas of the house so I can access them really fast. Because you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it's like I wish I could just have stuff like up here.
Yeah.
Like I go to Eric's house and I'm like, anywhere you need, you're good, And someday I'm gonna get to that point. Once my youngest, like you, is probably around 8 or so, and you can trust them. I'll probably have something up top, or maybe a little bit more accessible. But right now, it's just all got to be locked up and
Yeah, you've got to
It's
go within
frustrating.
your comfort level. But these people,
Yeah.
like, just to answer like what Batista was talking about, this woman would have loved to have an AR in that situation
Heck
when
yeah.
she's got her son there and family and friends out there with these
Yeah.
guys holding guns to their heads. You know, and
100%.
they're lucky, they're fortunate that with that handgun they were able to drive these guys off. But that easily, to me, that would have been a situation that, you know, an AR would have really, really helped. And I don't think
Yeah,
when
I
you're in
mean,
that
I'm
Or
situation you
12
want
gauge
less
pump.
firepower. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I'm a big proponent, like in home defense, just because, like in the military, like they teach you how to take rifles and shotguns from people, and if you don't have a sling on it, like it's even easier. Like going around corners and doing mount training, like somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, like my wife, I mean, she has her concealed carry permit, or like if my 16-year-old grabs a gun, like it's going to be easier for him to keep a pistol. Even with that said, a guy like me, like I'm a trained jiu-jitsu guy and Muay Thai and all this other kind of stuff. Like I'm gonna take a gun from you if you come close enough for me to get it,
Yep.
and I'm gonna use it on you, right? But like a pistol is probably the easiest thing, especially in hallways, bathrooms. You never know if it's getting up in your bed to wield and maneuver and shoot at weird angles, right? Like, so just as much as I love AR pistols, like with me or you, like with somebody that's more like of a novice, I'm not. I'd rather have them have a pistol in their hand, engage in multiple. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I love my AR pistol for me. Like that's what I'm going to freaking battle with these guys with if they come to my door, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let me get a couple of comments in from people. Rodney Brady says, Word and Dade said her dude is that guy. She also has an OnlyFans account. Okay, very interesting. It's interesting that Rodney Brady's all up on this, right? He already knows. He already knows the whole situation. And he says Miyayo. Is that what her name is on Instagram? Hopefully I remember that. Boom. I'm not following her on Instagram, but I might have to do that now. Especially since I know that I guarantee you right now she believes in guns. Okay? I'm just telling you right now, she's not voting for Biden. Well, but she could be,
I'm
but that
pretty
would be silly.
confident in that one.
Yeah. Brick says Batista bringing steroids to a gunfight. Yeah, man. I posted something
That
about
bro
that.
was roided out like crazy.
I want to like
Like,
him.
they're-
I want to like him, man. But
2 or
that was the
3 years
worst
ago, he
thing.
was shooting an AR.
Huh?
I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah.
They converted him, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
Here's
I think so.
talking about this whole gun thing on YouTube and Instagram and all.
Mhm.
Like my views on Facebook and Instagram went down like crazy. But like in the end of the day, like you are who you are and you believe what you believe. And I'm just kind of the point where like I that's who I am. And if a boat company doesn't want to do a video with me, like it's their loss. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna like the Second Amendment, like this whole like lady, Amy Cohen Barrett. I did a video on her, and a lot of people got their pennies in a bunch because they didn't actually listen to the whole video. I asked some tough questions, like, is it un-American for her to like not defend gun rights? Like, our country was founded on the Second Amendment and the freedom to have firearms and freedom of speech. It's like, what does it say about our country that she can't just say that in the Supreme Court hearing? Like, it's not like I'm pro her. She's a friend of the Second Amendment, but it's like, what have we come to that? You know, something that was so fundamentally important to the founders of this nation, a Supreme Court justice can't just say that. You know what I mean? Like, it's messed up, man. You know, people getting shadow banned. Yeah. People in my speech, in the Second Amendment speech, like, we're getting shadow banned, man. Like, it's terrible.
It's an unfortunate situation that we're living here now, that a lot of these people, I guarantee you that I don't care how many muscles he has, like what kind of action stuff he does in a script or what he does in a wrestling ring that's also scripted. I would give him credit for that being a sport, a physical sport, and all that kind of stuff. And I don't even think it's easy to be to do these movies, right? When you have to be all bulked up and everything,
stunts and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but if he was in a situation like this, that dudes rolled up on him, you know, he couldn't seriously come out there and tell me that he wouldn't want to have the most firepower to defend his family.
2 knives, man. That's what he likes. 2 knives.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna get. Yeah, he's gonna be in a world of hurt.
Yeah,
what's gonna
those dudes
happen.
are coming in there with guns, man. If they come in there with pistols, you go back at them with, you know, with rifles, right? They come with the rifles, you come in with the machine guns. You know, they want to come with the machine guns. You know, you come with the attack helicopters. Like, what do you? It always has to be more. It always has to be more.
Unless you're Joe Biden, then it's going to be all you can have is a double-barreled shotgun.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
with wood grain stock.
Shooting up in the air.
Yeah. I want all tools available to me when I'm dealing with people. You know, what happened if these guys met resistance and then they kept pushing? You know, maybe once she resisted here, like we were seeing in this video, you know, maybe that loosened up and they're like, oh, crap, we're in trouble. We need to get out of here. What if they didn't want to do that?
I'll tell you what, bro, like all these people that are like armchair gun rights people, like need to shut the front door until they've been shot at or they've been shot around or they've seen somebody be shot at.
Mm-hmm.
Until you've felt that fear or the fear of the people around you and you're protecting those people, you don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and unfortunately, a lot of people with the way our society is never encounter anything even close to that. And the media and social media and Hollywood, for some reason, even though Hollywood's making a bajillion dollars selling firearm videos,
Crazy.
want to like paint us as like these bad guys. And that's why I'm like, you know what, bro, like I don't need to make money on social media. I'm gonna, and I do make some. Like, it's more important to me to be like who I am and be an advocate for that than to worry about the money. And in my experience in life, if you believe what you believe, you'll attract other people like that and you'll be more successful. And money ain't the end of the deal. And I appreciate you guys for being who you are and being what you are, because Second Amendment's important. Like, there's nothing more important about being American than the Second Amendment.
Nope.
And we need to tell that story.
I think, you know what? I think that there's a lack of backbone or spine for some of these celebrities. I feel like Bautista is like that, right? He just wants to be cool in Hollywood. He wants to get the roles. But look, even 50 Cent, when he, you know, looking at the, I think he was looking at a CNBC video talking about what kind of taxes he was going to get hit with by the Biden plan, which would be 62% for him living in New York City. And he was like, no, I'm going to be 25 cents. I'm not down with that. You know, so because he said that, which that's not an endorsement of anyone, that's just common, I don't know, people don't like that word.
Fact.
Yeah, that's just
common
sense.
It's the truth, bro. Like, in the end of the day, like, it's the truth. And, like, people want to vilify me. Like, some people don't want to be a part of this Veteran Shark Week because I'm going to shoot a shark. Like, for thousands of years, people hunted sharks and big game and were, like, you know, heroes in their communities. In the last 40, 50 years, it's become this PETA thing. And, like, you know, bro, like, you ain't going to change the story of humanity. Like, we are going to come back and give this meat to people that are hungry. And if you have a problem with that, like, what does that say about you? Right? It's the same thing with gun rights. Like, you know how many people have lost their lives defending our Constitution? And the Second Amendment is number 2. Like, if you have a problem with that, like, what does that say about you? And I'm just kind of at the point in my life, you know, where, like, my kids need to see me standing up for the things that are important.
Absolutely.
And it's like, you know what, bro, like, if you don't want to, like, give me views on YouTube, it's all good. Like, at the end of the day, we believe what we believe, and we're going to inspire people to do the same thing. And if we don't do it, our kids and our kids' kids aren't going to be able to do the things that we even do, because our rights are going to go away. So,
Yeah. I think people ultimately just have to stand up and speak the truth and get over like being down with these people or whatever, because it doesn't make any sense if you don't have anything. So let's see here.
Well, and
Go
I
ahead.
see it
Go
on the
ahead.
range. I see all the new people, new shooters.
Mm-hmm.
You get to teach them, educate them, and it is interesting when they come out
Mm-hmm.
to to hear the preconceptions when they come out, because my range is a lot different than other ranges.
Mm-hmm.
So that they are nervous when they come out. They think it's the old white guys club or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, man. I think everybody should have the right to protect their family and protect their home. I don't care who you are. Come out, I'll teach you
Mm-hmm.
all day. And so I get a lot of different people out there, especially from Orlando. I'm starting to get more coming from Orlando. I work with you. I don't mind. I'll help you out
Mm-hmm.
because somebody taught me. I didn't just learn
What do
one day.
you
Right.
think,
And
I
not
was
Trey?
like,
everybody has an
my uncle took
uncle
me
or a
hunting,
grandpa.
fishing,
Mm-hmm.
my grandfather, all that same stuff, the
Mm-hmm.
same routine, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
And just
I'm from,
because
go ahead.
just because you don't have an uncle or a grandfather or father that gives you that, like, especially in the community I was in, a lot of kids I was raised with, they didn't have their dad or their uncle or their grandfather. A lot of them were locked up or dead. Like, it's not their fault. Like, and free Americans of all colors and creeds deserve to feel safe in every community. And one shares this, the Second Amendment. Like,
Yep.
for far too long, racism has divided our country. And guys like Trae and us, like, we need to embrace that and continue to inspire the things that we had. Just, it's not people's fault that they didn't have people in their lives like us, and it's a beautiful thing, like guys like Simon, what's his handle on Instagram? Simon,
Tony Simon.
yeah, Tony Simon, Diversity Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of good work, man. Maj Tory's doing a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin
Kevin
KD's doing a
Dixie.
lot of good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, and like Killer Mike, man. He's done some good stuff. He's a big gun advocate. Like, a lot of politicians have a lot of people tricked into thinking things, and it's too bad, man. Like, we are all free Americans, and the only way to continue to be free Americans, everybody have the equal rights and access to guns, and
Training
and
and
keep working together,
ammunition
man.
and everything.
Mm-hmm. Trey, let me ask you this, Trey. When people, so these new people coming to the range, right? When you're talking to them, what was their biggest fear? What was the thing that pushed them in the direction of getting into guns now?
Well, it is different at all times, but I had a lady come out, right? She was younger and she wanted to learn how to shoot. Of course, she took pictures for Instagram, Facebook, that usual stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but she wanted to learn how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, first thing she did was she wanted to have fun shooting. So she came out and she rented a couple machine guns. We shot a little bit, shot some handguns, a shotgun. She wanted to shoot an AK and AR. I brought out a G36. I brought out a full auto Beretta, and we had a little fun. So she got to learn about shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she got to kind of fill me out. I taught her how to shoot, how to load, everything proper. Made her look like she actually knew what she was doing, not some I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I worked with her, and
Mm-hmm.
then she goes, well, where do I go from here? I said, well, you should start with your concealed weapons permit because you obviously are interested in guns and you want to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, okay. So she took my concealed weapons class and she got her permit. And then she came out and did a gun trial. So again, not knowing anything about guns. And so I brought out about 100 different kinds of handguns. She said I wanted a 19 and different stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so she came out, we shot them all. We found the one she liked. She picked it, found it, bought it, started carrying. I worked her through that, and she kept coming back with a gun and training, and I gave her some different drills to train on her own. And, she went from never touching a gun to, now she's carrying a concealed weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Are you kidding me? And, it doesn't matter where she's from. It doesn't matter who she is. She's a gun carrier like me,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that maybe one day she might be protecting me. I don't know that, or I might be protecting her. But, there is a camaraderie there that transcends the political view. Because I can tell you our political views are different, but I never talk about politics, and I never talk about politics while I'm teaching gun lesson. I am there to teach you how to handle a gun and protect your family. Mm-hmm. Whether I agree with your politics or not, for me, is irrelevant. What I agree with is you're going to shoot a gun and you're going to have fun and you're going to enjoy it and you're going to be safe about it.
And that's what I really love and enjoy about the Second Amendment community. The more and deeper I get into it, like the core value of the Constitution, the Second Amendment, is there. And people joke about fishing being this thing that crosses all, but the Second Amendment and firearms is another thing. And I'm very lucky that I'm in both of those communities. And I'm telling you, like, my speech, Free Americans, when you hear it, it's going to kick you, it's going to punch you in the gut. And it talks about some heavy stuff. You got to hear it. I can't really speak about it because it's going live on Saturday.
Do you know what time your speech is going to be? Is there like a schedule of when your section?
They don't have an exact schedule yet. Okay. There's like 4 blocks, and I'm in the second block.
Okay.
I believe they haven't even told us what. It's kind of, I don't know.
There's probably a lot of moving parts with that whole thing. You guys, like everyone out there that's going to be watching all that stuff live, you just need to participate in the whole thing. I believe it's going to be on Facebook Live. I think you can get some stuff on Instagram, or at least find out
the link I just posted to my YouTube, to my Instagram story with the link on there. I'm telling you, like, I had an emotional experience last year. I went to the first ever 2A rally where Tim spoke from Military Arms Channel and Eric from Iraq Veteran. Like, Eric was the lead speaker, man. Like, and I was filming for him that day, and like about a minute into his speech, I was like, Wolverines! Like, I was just totally like. And then I heard KD speak and Simon speak and Maj Touré, and I was like, bro, like, these are my people. Like, I've been trying to find you people my whole life. I found my people. And then George Floyd happened. And the next day I called Rob. I'm like, Rob, you need to put me on. And he was like, oh, okay. And I told him my shit. And he was like, I got you. And then I used to have a tech company in Silicon Valley. And my speech coach for, like, pitching companies is this, like, little Jewish dude. And he's from San Francisco. And I approached him. I'm like, look, dude, like, coach, I need you. And I was... half of me thought he was going to be like, he's a Jewish dude from San Francisco. He's going to tell me to pound sand. Right. And I was kind of weird about it, but then he was like, not only am I going to teach you, but I'm going to do it for free. And I'm like, oh, he's a Second Amendment guy. Like, and he can't put that on blast in what he does necessarily.
Yes.
Yes. I'll put it on blast for him now. The demo coach, Nathan Gold, he is an amazing person, an amazing coach. And I had this, like, rough speech, and I gave it to him. The same thing I kind of gave Rob. He was like, Tim, you don't understand, dude. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, this can be like an I have the dream kind of speech. And I'm like, okay. So for 100 days, I freaking chipped away and hammered and chipped away. And it was like this real... honestly, a dark fucking... Sorry. It's been past 10 minutes. A dark...
Yeah, I still don't feel bad. I'm in the Navy, so I'm definitely...
So I had this, like, dark freaking place I was in, going through this speech, and, like, a good speech coach, it's like a performance. Like, you try to get your emotion and come through your words and stuff. And practicing that 2-3 times a day for 100 days was not fun, bro. Like... but I got it out. And when I got it out, I was like, and I started writing this white immunity thing. But, like, it's, I don't know. We'll see how people receive it. I really feel like the Second Amendment community needed to hear it desperately. And I know you guys, based on the conversations we've ever had, like, are on board with it. It's probably still going to punch you in the gut a little bit. But I hope people feel what I feel, and that's my main goal.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know what the speech is going to be, but I see it. I see the 2A committee is amazing, because you look at it and what do you have? Man, there's everybody, and I see it more and more every day on the range. I don't just see like local people. And people from around my community. I see people from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa. I see people from everywhere coming to the range to shoot, learn how to shoot. And it is pretty cool seeing the different opinions and different things, but they all like to shoot. And whether it's long distance or just wanting to shoot their pistol, I have a guy comes out, older guy, never was really into guns, but he shot 22s when he was a kid and was in the military. He comes out every Wednesday, like clockwork, with one box of 38 rounds and shoots his 38, and me and him just sit around and talk for a while. Super nice guy, and you would never think about talking with a dude like that just out in town,
Right.
So,
well, what's cool about the Second Amendment community and shooting is like once you get people in, like I'm telling you, if you took a lot of these people that are like anti-Second Amendment and you just brought them to the range and let them shoot once, like they would change. Half of them would change their mind. Like
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And this is something I was talking to Eric about. I'm like if I had the time and money and whatever, like just going to the inner city and doing stuff like Maj Touré is doing, like getting people like, I mean, in the military as a recruiter, they teach about like hearts and minds. And that's what it is. Like, if you just give people that experience, it's like you're a drug dealer. You give them that taste test and they're like, oh, I like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's funny though.
There's not that many people doing it, Go ahead. Sorry.
It's funny because I built the range based on helping instructors. Now, again, I have a regular range, but I get instructors from all over. Inner city instructors, country instructors, whatever it is. And they all shoot on the line. They all like really intermingle well. So I get one of my local instructors from a guy from Orlando, and them dudes are over there swapping ideas about training, talking about different stuff, talking about different guns they prefer, all sorts of stuff. Then they teach their class. Their class intermingles kind of with the other class when they're taking breaks. I like it. I like this. It's exactly what you said. It's just like the military in a lot of ways. Because I was in the military. I'm from Florida, and I had guys from New York, guys from California. Mm-hmm. We're all crammed together, and we're sitting in the same area eating, or we're on the same chopper. None of that crap matters, man. You're in the Navy. I'm in the Navy. We're trying to get out of here.
The best answer for racism is spending time with people that are from these races, doing something you both enjoy. Mm-hmm. It cures fucking racism. And
hang out with people different from you and learn some stuff. Figure out how you're the same.
I mean, that's what it is. And unfortunately,
they're different.
Everybody laughs. Everybody wanted to protect their family. I don't care who you are or where you're from.
Yeah. And what's beautiful, what's one challenging thing about the average American hasn't been outside of the country, and if they have, they've been to like Mazatlan or Cancun, which is like America Light, right?
Hey! I went to Cancun one time, man.
I love it.
You've actually been out of country.
I don't know. It was.
I've been out of country.
If you think that, like, I'm telling you, in the one time I went to Cancun, I realized something about Mexico that pretty much cured me on all of that. First of all, Mexican people, very racist. Number one. Found that out fast.
The world is pretty racist, honestly.
Absolutely. The rest of the world. People think
say like we're a racist country. I'm like, no, we're not a racist country. We still have a problem with racism, but we are not a racist country.
Yeah, a lot of those guys were talking. So at the time, my girlfriend was Puerto Rican, and I could hear Spanish better than I could speak it, and they kept asking her why she with the black guy. That's number one. Number two, that really pissed me off. I had to pay to leave Mexico. So you go to a place that sucks, and then you have to pay to get out of there. Yeah, never good. So that's all I needed of the Mexico experience.
When you go to like Asia and other places, like there's racism between different Asians. Like I was married to a Korean woman for years, and she was like totally racist when it came to Filipinos or like Thai people. They only like it's like the Japanese and Chinese, and then like the Koreans are kind of like here, and the rest of them.
This is a human being problem that we have. We just don't like each other.
It's older than time, honestly. Yeah. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Let me get this question in here for Trae. For Trae, Armament and Axes wants to know what's
Say hi
up
to
with the fish
Hank.
tank. Oh, it's the
Hi.
kids. Hey,
Sarah saying hi to you.
what's up? What's up?
All right, good
How
night.
you guys doing? She's getting big.
She's saying bye.
Bye. Where's DJ?
Hold on, DJ. Say hi to Hank.
Oh, DJ, there he goes.
I love you.
What's
I'll see
going
you in the
on?
morning.
He's got the fidget spinner. Good night. Yeah, so Armament and Axes asked this question, Trae. What's up with the fish tank?
I'm redoing it,
Is
and
it
some of my
shut down
fish
behind
age out. Some of my fish age out, so I'm redoing the whole tank.
Oh,
I would
okay.
just tell people that's where I put the bodies.
In the fish
That's
tank.
the other tank.
In
That's
the
my
fish
pond.
tank, seriously?
You know when you go fishing, you take them out, and you don't want to bring them back.
Right.
Dexter.
Yeah. So there's something I want to do here also before I forget. So you guys, for folks out there, and maybe Captain Peterson, you don't know Walter, but Walter's always here on the show. We do a lot of stuff together. His daughter got married last year. I went to the wedding. So her husband is in need of a liver transplant. I just want to share this with folks out there. There's a GoFundMe. Maybe I'll get Lola to throw the link up. It's a GoFundMe.
You said Walter's daughter needs a liver transplant?
No, his son-in-law, his daughter's husband.
Oh, sorry, you broke up for a second. His son-in-law, okay.
Yeah, son-in-law, and it says, help for my son Jason C. Cook, liver transplant. It says, hi, everyone, needing funds for my son for a liver transplant ASAP. Also need donors. I know this is a lot to ask, but life depends on this. Any donations are welcome. God bless you. There is a let me see. I will try to share that here in the chat.
Share it. I'll donate some money
with you guys. I know how tough that is for some young folks out there. So if you can, even if you can't, I think just helping us share that and get that out there would go a long way. How come I can't paste this thing? I'm trying to paste it into my chat. It won't let me. Let me see if I could paste it to you guys. Oh, it's a big long thing. That's why. I'll get Lola. Yep. I'll get Lola to put like a shorter link up there for you all, so you guys can see that. Sucks when you're going through that kind of stuff. Walter's actually probably going to be out for about at least a week or so. So if you guys are wondering about that, but we will see Walter back here, soon. Let me see here. There's some other things. Have you guys been paying attention to what's going on in Nigeria at all?
Yeah.
Nope, sorry.
Yeah, so there's some heavy unrest in Nigeria, and the police over there opened fire on the citizens.
Killed like 17 people or something.
I think the death toll's gone up to over 50 right
man.
now. Yeah. There's lots of clashes and stuff like that going on over there in Nigeria. And I think, I think this goes back to the whole gun thing, right? The people, the citizens of a place, of a country, it's not just Americans. Everyone around the world deserves their right to defend themselves. The 2A is like a human right. This is one of the craziest things about politicians in America trying to take apart something in the Constitution that protects the citizenry of America, but should be extended to every human being on the face of the planet to defend themselves, especially against their government. And that's what this reminds me of. It kind of hits home because I used to live there, have a lot of friends from there and stuff like that. But
gun rights are civil rights, and all gun laws are racist.
Yep.
And who prevents the government from taking more and more of our liberties away? Mm-hmm. Free Americans.
Yeah.
Patriots. Who are we? We're free Americans, and we need to stop these gun grabbing politicians and these Karens and these social media companies shadow banning us. Mm-hmm. Nobody else is going to do it. Like, if we don't do it and we don't start doing something today and start speaking our mind, I don't know where we're going to be, and that doesn't work for me. And there's too many friends of mine that have lost their lives and given their knees, backs, and marriages to support and defending the Constitution. We owe it to them. Like, we're here. A lot of guys can't walk. They don't got arms and legs, and we got to do something. And for everybody, not everybody can make YouTube videos and do the things that we do and be Second Amendment advocates, but like, maybe that's like in your community, like once a month you take some kids to the range. Maybe that means, just teaching your kids. Like, maybe that means just do something. Like, you have to, if we don't go out there and inspire the next generation to do what we do, there ain't going to be anything left.
That's right. And, I allow young kids to come to the range with their parents.
100%.
It's not very common on ranges. And I've had people ask, can my 14-year-old son come out? Of course he can. Why wouldn't he? Are you going to supervise him?
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to teach him how to shoot. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy that some ranges, 18 or older. Now, if he's by himself, that's different, obviously.
That's
he has to be with an adult. Mm-hmm. But a dad wanting to show his 14-year-old son how to shoot a 22, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, the first gun I shot, I was probably 10 years old. My grandpa was like, here's my 410, let's go shoot it, And it's like, I mean, I'm not going to give a 10-year-old an AR to go blast away, but like a single shot, 22 or 12 gauge, or, like, I think an average 10-year-old, if they don't have special needs and this, that, and the other thing, like, can probably handle shooting a single shot, something,
Mm-hmm. I grew up shooting. I grew up actually go out and harvest, hunt for food. I mean, we were poor when I was a kid. We didn't have no money. So my mom be like, here's your 22. Here's some bullets. I go out and shoot a squirrel, clean it, or whatever. I sold hide. We'd eat the meat, whatever I got, or I'd fish. That was one way. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have no money. Whatever I caught and cleaned, that's what we had for dinner that night. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of weird not being involved with guns and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like, in the last 50 years, people think like their meat comes in a cellophane wrap package from the grocery store.
Yes.
And like, people don't realize, like, 80, 90 years ago, like, housewives and dresses were like shooting bears and prepping them before their husband got home. Mm-hmm. Like, this is like, our country was founded on people that did that, and like this whole women's rights turned into like animal rights has like gone way to this side, and like, I mean, there's a place for some of that, but like 80% of that is probably like, where are you people coming from? Like we are hunters and fishermen. Like, you can't change that in 40 years.
No. Like, and who does more conservation than a fishing captain and a hunter? Right. I'm in the woods. I know what's going on. I know what I need to do. I do land management at my other property. I manage the animals out there. I take good care of them. Of course, I harvest them too. But certain ones, I'm like, nope, that's my breeder. Leave him alone. And I watched this in Georgia, the place I hunted. They came in and hunted the does down, had stronger does, stronger bucks. Because remember, the buck and only one certain buck's going to be breeding, not the weaker bucks. And now they have a big flourishing population of very strong managed deer, and the places are fabulous, stuff like that. Those people don't know anything about all that, Right.
All these people, I put a post on my Instagram about, I got my permit for like federal shark hunting, and I put my BRN 180 AR pistol. I put them together, and I said, after Shark Week, oh, dude, it like broke the internet. Like, and I'm just like, you know what, man? Like, you're not going to vilify me. Like, my core values are my core values. Like, when it comes to gun rights, when it comes to civil rights, like, the media is what it is going to do what it's going to do. But, it takes good people to stand up for what they believe in. Sometimes you just got to be unpopular to reach people. And like, if people want to vilify me for taking 20 disabled veterans fishing and killing sharks, and then bringing it to people that are poor, that are hungry for food, like, what does that say about our community? Like, I tell people, like, if I can do it in front of my mom and my grandma, I could probably do it in front of Jesus. And that's kind of how I live my life. Like,
okay, understood. Let me see. Okay, there's a couple more things. I want to get into a couple of more things before we get out of here. So we're here in Florida, and I've been hearing these kinds of rumors and things like that. Matter of fact, Mo, my barber, was talking about this. I'm going to throw this up. This article is from NPR. I don't know if you guys need to. I'll just show it to you. You can find it. You've probably already seen this. U.S. blames Iran for threatening election emails, says Russia may interfere too. Iranian influence specialists are behind threatening emails sent to voters in Alaska and Florida, U.S. officials said on Wednesday evening, and suggested that more such interference could be in store from Russia. Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe said the U.S. intelligence community believes Iran and Russian operatives obtained voter record information which enabled Iran to target some people with intimidating emails based on party registration about how they better vote for Trump or else. The senders post as members of the white supremacist Proud Boys. Okay, now just realize for a second that
they are not white supremacists.
Yeah, this is NPR saying
diverse.
this, right? Yeah,
I don't know much about them.
Yeah,
so.
I don't. Well, the Proud Boys are not white supremacists.
No.
You know, but this is NPR saying all of this, and just to go back to what happened here, like Mo was telling me, oh, you know, a friend told me that she got this email from these Trump supporters, the Proud Boys, and they were like, if you don't vote for Trump, we're gonna kill you and do all this stuff. And and I didn't know, I didn't see this news out there, right? My first reaction, I was like, tell me you don't believe that. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what makes you think that anyone on either side, either the Biden camp or the Trump camp, is going to go out there and actually threaten people in voting and put that on the record and all that? That has to be someone trying to stir up problems, you know? So don't believe it. And it's out here now, like, officially.
You know, Iran, North Korea, Russia, like, they've all been, anytime you see a meme that you're like, oh, it just feels nasty. That wasn't Jim Bob from Alabama posting that meme originally. Like, all these memes that I've been posting, and I've talked about this in my speech and in my preemptive speech, like, about running over protesters and doing all this crazy, like, that ain't normal folks posting that stuff. Like, those things have been, like, systematically tested to reach as many people. And you've got, you know, meme factories in Uzbekistan targeting that. Like, and unfortunately, in 2016, people didn't know that was a thing. Now I feel like most people, 80% of people know that's a thing. And let's hope that they see through that. With that said, though, like, it's scary how much these outside countries have propagated social media and used it as
these are just the current ways of people communicating. But let's be honest, right? We've always tried to influence other countries in elections. 100%. Other countries have like always Arab tried Spring, to influence us.
Like with Obama. Yeah. Like, for sure, like, back in World War II and in Korea, we were dropping leaflets, which was like social media at the time. Like, we invented this crap. But what's interesting is people forget how devious Putin is. Putin was like the head of the KGB.
Yes, he was.
That dude is like sick, nasty propaganda expert. And
also Iran isn't interested. And I already know who I'm going to vote for, right? And I'm just encouraging people to vote. You go do what you want to do. I'm not going to try to influence anyone out there. Yeah. But Iran is not interested in having Trump there. A lot of these terrorist nations, countries, they're not interested in it because what they want to do is bomb them. That's what they want to do. They want to take out the bad guys. So they would rather deal with these guys who are going to negotiate, give them money, play games with them, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe even in cases give them technology that they can use against us to hurt us. So of course they're going to go this route. You know, and I think people just need to be, I was a little appalled, but I was like, hey man, I hope you really, really don't believe that either camp is going to do something like that here in America. That's not how we do things here in America. No one's going to go out there and start sending emails to people. And if folks actually believe that, then, you know, and I had no knowledge of this. Last night when this news actually started coming out, I was sharing it with him. One of the biggest things with this is there's a whole disinformation thing going on, and we're all participating in it. I don't know so that's the closest I came to that, right? You guys are also in Florida. Did you hear any of this from your friends that they were getting these threats?
Yeah, my wife seen something and told me about it. I heard it from a friend of mine who's also a captain, I mean, it's definitely a thing. Like email addresses are something they hack and they put out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I've
unfortunate.
honestly never heard of it besides seeing it on Instagram.
Really?
I guess they were sending out letters or something.
Yeah, emails.
Typed up letters.
Yeah.
Emails
Yeah.
threatening if you vote for
And,
XYZ, we're going
yeah,
to do
and claiming
XYZ.
to be the Proud Boys, right? Because they realize that the
Yeah.
Proud Boys is a thing. The media is pushing that narrative.
Well, I mean, like, let's be honest. There's people we know, and I'm not going to name names, like that have had attacks on stuff they sell because marketing shirts or something with like Boogaloo on it. Like the Boogaloo Boys have been vilified for being racist and white supremacists, and they absolutely not. And they are in my speech also. I don't mention them in my speech, but I talk about free Americans, black, white, and Native Americans protecting a Muslim American-owned smoke shop. The night George Floyd was murdered, like reporters asked who they were, and their response was simple: free Americans. Like some of those guys have been associated with the Boogaloo Boys. But I have friends that were on the streets. Like half of my family still lives in that neighborhood. Like they seen guys driving around with Boogaloo Boy logos on, and they thought they were white supremacists. I'm like, no, dude, you don't understand. Like they're not white supremacists. They actually want to support people's right to protest for the Black Lives Matter protest.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that. But in the media, all they can do is label them one time, like the Proud Boys, and everybody thinks they're white supremacists. And
even though one of the top guys in the Proud Boys is he Latino? Is he
or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was Puerto Rican or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
Afro Puerto Rican or whatever, but like, but like, no, like, and I'm not saying, and that's the problem though. Like, if you watch Joe Rogan, he talks about how the Proud Boys, Gavin, whatever his name was, like founded it. Like it was like a joke, and it just turned into this thing. It's kind of like these veteran organizations and gun rights organizations. They turn into this big monster, and you can't expect the NRA, as much good as they've done, their core values have strayed. And it's kind of like in the veteran community, Wounded Warrior Project, like they were great, but they just turned into this thing, and now they're not doing, the veteran community honest. So a lot of these other small organizations are out there, and that's why those are the ones I support, right? But it's like all it takes is like even the Black Panthers, which is in my speech too, like I don't know if you know the history of the Black Panthers. They were taken down basically on gun violations and munitions charges. Right, and that's what sparked all these ridiculous gun control laws in California today. Like Free America and Martin Luther King once said he had a dream, and when he had that dream, he had applied for a concealed carry permit. Only after his assassination would the government pass gun laws in response to Malcolm X's Black Panthers open carrying. Like it's just, like the government took down the Black Panthers within a couple of years. There's 194 white supremacist organizations in this country today. Why don't they take them down?
I'm not sure what the answer is for that.
Right, me either. But there was one black supremacy group, and they took some bitches down quick as hell. Right.
There was something that motivated them. Listen, let me do this. We're running out of time. Here. John Crump is shouting you out.
Hey,
John Crump, what's up?
Yeah, John Crump is out there. Shout out to John Crump. He says Sergeant is an awesome American.
Trying every day.
So yeah, and then Rodney Brady says Cuban. So I'm assuming he's referring to the guy that's running
the guy. Okay.
In the Proud Boys. Let's do this because we got a couple of minutes left, and I know that a lot of people are switching over to the debate and all that kind of stuff, and I don't want to keep anyone away from that. I know you guys want to see what Trump's gonna debate a whole bunch of different people. I'm sure there's gonna be good use of that mute button on there. But before you all break out and do that, I want to make sure that you figure out how to follow these guys and support these two gentlemen that came here on the show. That would greatly please me if my audience did that. So I'm going to start with Trae. Tell the folks out there, Trae, what do you do? How can they get? Oh, look at that. You're prepared, man. You're no joke. So just hit the pause button right now.
All right, you guys know me. I've been on and off the show for a while. Aries Training Facility out of Leesburg, Florida. Love to have you guys come out, talk to me. I post on Instagram, Facebook, the usual things. Email or call me. It'd be good to see everybody sneak out every once in a while. Hank, I mean, we were talking earlier about that, sneaking down and having some fun, so it'd be good to see.
I'm definitely coming to do some shooting with you. I've got some videos I need to do on your range, some long distance stuff, and then just hanging out with you, man.
Yep. Come out. Hang out with you. Good to see you. Like I always talk about, just like we talked about earlier, if you want to train, you want to learn how to shoot a gun, you want to protect your family, please come out. I will help you out. I have instructors, different kinds of instructors. I will find the instructor that fits your need and your comfort level. We have women come out and say, I only want a woman instructor. Boom, they had a woman instructor. No questions asked. I vet these people and make sure they're good instructors. I have a great group of people that come out, and not all the instructors are local. They come in and come out. I got a Provectus group coming out next month. Cool. I'm excited to see Ken down there again.
Absolutely, good dude.
Awesome. Different guys that come out. You will find an instructor that will fit your needs. You don't have to be stuck with one type of instructor. Find the one that fits your needs, and then go from there. So please get out, train, protect your family, learn how to protect yourself. So.
Amen. John Crump says, all three of you are awesome Americans. He didn't say tree. That's me. I threw that. He said 3.
He might have. You never know.
3. I don't know if he knows about that joke or not. So let's get to Captain Peterson here. How should the folks? What's the best way for people to communicate with you? There we go. Boom. That's the YouTube channel, right? Captain Peterson's.
Yes, sir.
Captain Peterson's More Than Just Fishing, and Instagram just Captain Sergeant Peterson. This is one of my favorite ones I just did recently.
I heard what you said when you lost that fish. Okay.
I like to do a lot of memes and fun stuff on there. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm a serious dude, like when it comes to the Second Amendment and civil rights, but I like to have a lot of fun, and you'll see that in my Instagram. I do a lot of crazy, ridiculous memes. I'm not scared to make fun of myself or others, honestly. If you watch my YouTube videos, I do a lot of stuff with veterans fishing. Given that, I mean, everybody that's on my channel, I give them a lot of hard time. That's just kind of my.
Okay. All right. So listen, for big shout out before I do anything else, I want to give a big shout out to everyone still hanging out with us. All of you people who didn't go over to the debate, you are awesome people. I love you personally. I love you, each and every one, and I appreciate you hanging out with me and these good dudes here in this conversation. Make sure you go to hankstrange.com, check out that. Big shout out to Barnauls that's coming on here and sponsoring the podcast. I don't know if you heard about that, Trae, but we got Barnauls actually helping us put the podcast on right now. Makers of performance steel case ammunition. So big shout out to them. I'm going to run in the end right now. Everyone go to hankstrange.com. Stay right there, guys. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button.
Thumbs up.
Ring the bell. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We are going to rip out the audio from this and throw it up on iTunes and all your other favorite places to listen to audio podcasts. Big thanks to Captain Peterson. Tim Peterson, right? Sergeant Tim Peterson for coming on here, as well as Trae from Aries Firearms Training. Really appreciate you guys coming on. Great conversation. We'll have these guys back on again. Enjoy that debate. I'm sure everyone's I'm going to be getting a bunch of messages and all that kind of stuff from this. I'm going to have to get home and then rewind and do it. But thanks to everyone. Who wants the last word?
Firepower.
Okay, there you go.
There he is. Firepower. That's right.
All right, we're out of here, guys. Thanks very much. Peace out.
Ciao.
See you tomorrow.